So, there's a lesson I wanted to talk about on conquering the same hill. And I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have seen like that picture of like the guy rolling the ball up the hill. That's Sisyphus and the myth of Sisyphus and everything like that. And a lot of times, I think we think that because we've conquered something means that we won't have to conquer it ever again in the future. And I feel like that's a very far from reality perspective, because a lot of times you have to reconquer the same hill often, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, and just overall repeatedly. It's not something that you do once and then you never do it again. You encounter a certain problem and then there's another problem. You encounter a certain thought and then that same thought occurs again, that you have to build defenses up. And I was doing an exercise the other day, and I wrote down all of my negative thoughts. I wrote down all of my negative thoughts, every single thought that I was thinking, every single thought that I felt like was causing me stress about anything and related to everything. And it ended up being almost 6 pages long, single space, single line. Every line was a thought. And it just made me realize how I have zero defenses up against this sort of onslaught of thoughts. I was like, man, I don't have any mental defenses put in place to protect myself from the amount and the volume that I'm facing right now. And I used to, because I used to practice more, all of my meditations and journaling and all this stuff like a few years ago. And I was very disciplined about that, and I stopped because I thought like, okay, that I did that, then it's good, on to the next thing. And I forget the exact quote, but it's something like, when you're weary and tired and sleepy, the same thoughts creep back in that you thought you had defeated already. And I was thinking about that as I was doing this exercise. I was like, dang, um, I need to re-put my defenses up to conquer these thoughts that I thought that I had already conquered. Um, and so, then that took, I sat down, I rewrote some of my most like elite affirmations that I could think of to counterbalance and counteract those thoughts. And it just reaffirmed that position of myself and that thinking of that, you know, you have to reconquer the same hills often. It's not something you do once and you just let it go. You have to do it, daily, monthly, until those things come back into play for you. So, yeah.